Well, it is a state Supreme Court ruling that has people talking tonight. If a police officer thinks you are speeding, their word, based on their experience, is good enough to give you a ticket. No radar needed. If you're standing along a quiet street and all of a sudden you see, it would be a safe leap to assume the driver was speeding. But what about here? Can you really pick out how fast, say, the Chevy on the right is going compared to the Jeep on the left? Are they both speeding? Is neither? Well, you can if you're a trained police officer. That's the word from the Ohio State Supreme Court. In a 5-1 ruling today, the High Court saying independent verification of a driver's speed, like a radar gun, is not necessary to issue a ticket. Here at the Rock Hall, out-of-state visitors scratch their heads at the Ohio ruling.
I think it's crazy. I mean, just the radar gun itself is disputable. Now someone's going to use a judgment call to decide to give you a fine. Sounds like a great way to generate revenue, though.
Part of what worries Tim.
I mean, let's say if it's a small town or something, you know, a police officer could have it in for you and know you and just, you know, make up something.
Some wonder, how do you really learn to gauge speed by sight?
What type of training would you need? And how would you judge? How would you test how well someone's actually gauging the speed?
But Dean points out that could work in your favor, too.
It could go either way, though. They could think you're going slower than you are or faster than you are.
Well, in their opinion today, the Supreme Court noting that the majority of appellate districts have considered the same issue and reached the same conclusion. Well, if you want to sound off about the Ohio Supreme Court ruling, go to facebook.com/WEWS5. We've got dozens of comments on there. Michael, for one, says, why did the taxpayers pay for the radar and laser guns if they can guess? But Dan writes, you're all whiners. You most certainly can estimate a person's speed, especially when you are properly trained to do so.